came up just this week. I was looking at a colleague of ours, and they had kind of a satisfaction guarantee in the marketing. And then you looked at the terms, and I guarantee it was not on purpose. I guarantee they just decided to change it on their sales page and they forgot to update the terms. So there was a mismatch. It just didn't make sense. And so if you do get a refund request now, it's like, which one is right? It becomes very messy. So making sure that that's all really clear.
Okay. And then what about IP protection?
Yeah. So when we think of IP, two main types of IP with an online business: copyrights protect your content. So that would be like videos, any course materials, if you've got a curriculum or frameworks, things like that. Could even be your internal, like if you've got things that you use with clients internally that they don't even ever see, but it's how you do business. All of that is proprietary, protected by copyright. Also things like books, music, things like that. And then trademarks are going to protect your brand. So think about the name of your channel, the name of a podcast, could be a social media handle, your name of a program, things like that. Trademarks protect your brand. You do have, in the United States, you have some automatic protections for both, but you get additional protections if you register those. So we walk through kind of pros and cons. When does it make sense to register versus just relying on those automatic protections in the academy?
So it might not be like day one, you say when you're just starting, you might not need to stress out about that. However, there's a large percentage of listeners that are maybe far along on their journey enough to like, you probably should have worried about that a little while ago. What do you think is kind of like a milestone in, let's say, annual revenue, or let's say audience size or email list size? If you were to give a general approximation, like you've got some momentum, you should really be thinking about this.
Yeah. So for copyrights, I typically think of it makes sense to register if you've got something you're selling, like a product or a program, and it's making 6 figures or more in revenue. Okay. And you're not changing it all the time because you have to send a copy of it to the copyright office. You have to upload, it's like millions of videos and files usually. Sure. So a whole package. And it's kind of frozen in time. So we want to make sure you're not still fiddling around the edges, that it's pretty set. Okay. We'll register it at that point. But it needs to be important enough to your business that it's worth spending, for a copyright, $1,000, $2,000 in legal fees to do it the right way. You've got filing fees with the Copyright Office. So I always want to make sure we're not just doing things to do them. I want you to get an ROI.
Yeah.
But if it is, a significant revenue generator in your business, I think it makes sense